This video is sponsored by Squarespace. I'm incredibly excited to make this video because today Kodak is announcing that they are bringing back Kodak Gold in 120. This is huge news for film photographers, for people who love medium format film, because it means that now there's another option for a beautiful C41 color film from Kodak. Kodak gave me 4 rolls of this film to try out about half a year ago, and I've been sitting on these rolls for ages. There's just enough blue left in the sky. So today I want to share a road trip that I did with my friends Jimmy and Miranda along Highway 395 here in California and up to Death Valley, where I just spent some time with this new film stock, making some images really just to test out what it looks like. I'm going to stop talking, enjoy some of my Kodak Gold 120 photos, and I will share some of my thoughts about the film at the end. Here it goes, my very first roll of Kodak Gold in 120 is about to be loaded. So what's funny about this is because it's an early sample of Kodak Gold, it doesn't come in Kodak Gold backing paper yet. It says Portra 160 on it, but I promise you it's actually Kodak Gold. So I'm gonna load this up and I'm really nervous for some reason. Some pretty cool like frame potential here, but I'm worried about the sun flare. Our first real destination on this trip was the town of Lone Pine. It's located right behind the beautiful Alabama hills, and it's so scenic because pretty much everywhere you look, you have this gorgeous mountain range right in the background. Somehow, I am already on my second roll of Kodak Gold. I really thought I was gonna savor this over the course of the next 2 days while we're out here on this California road trip shooting photos, but maybe I'll make a part 1, which is the Kodak Gold part, and a part 2, which will be just shooting photos on Portra, shooting photos like I normally would. This is also kind of a nice shot with the lamp right here, and then the mountains in the background, and then the blue doors, obviously. This photo will be a good dynamic range test for Kodak Gold because the foreground is really in deep shadows and the background is totally just super bright sunlight. So I think that'll be good to see if you can kind of expose the shadows and really bright highlights at the same time on Kodak Gold 120, because the whole thing with 120 is it should have also just considerably better dynamic range. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. What a beautiful spot to sit and talk about Kodak Gold. So I got this film back in December, and yeah, I hope to make this video a nice demonstration of just what this film can look like, what the dynamic range looks like, what the colors look like. Also, like, how cool is it that Kodak is putting something new out into the world instead of taking things away? I think that's really exciting. I think that's a good sign for where film is at and where film is going. The fact that new products are coming out again, products that literally never existed before. I should also mention, I'm not getting paid to say anything about this film. They just gave me some rolls to try out. I'm shooting the Mamiya 7 today, I should mention, with an 80mm lens, because I know that people love to hear about that in the technical videos. And if we're getting real technical, I have a long weekend strap on here, which you can get in the description. These are actually back in stock and they're shipping. It's a camera strap that isn't just gray and boring like every other camera strap out there. It's made of this nice ripstop. Throughout Blue Hour, we went into the actual Alabama hills to just see some of the mountain ranges, which was incredibly gorgeous. We didn't shoot any photos here, and as the night got darker, we headed back into the town of Lone Pine to just explore some of the motels at night and see what this film stock looks like at night. All right, so I am now at the world's most photographed hotel at night, and it's actually looking really nice with this Blue Hour light, but this should be a really nice little test to see how it looks at night. Oh my God, that is looking gorgeous. There's just enough blue left in the sky. That is really nice. I just gotta put in my cable release, which goes right here, and I'm ready to shoot. This is a really nice composition. There's still like a subtle blue glow in the background, and the light from the motels is super bright, and it's really casting a nice glow on everything too. All right. I had a lot of fun photographing this motel at night. The red glow is just so intense, and I love the way that it cast light all across the street and the scene. The photos look beautiful. Kodak Gold in 120 holds up really nicely at night, and the dynamic range is actually very impressive. The grain is also surprisingly fine, And you can get so much detail out of this film stock. That was it for our little adventure in Alabama Hills, but we kept driving into the night, into Death Valley, so that the next morning we could wake up for sunrise in the Mesquite sand dunes. The sand dunes. Well, made it to the sand dunes for sunrise. This is looking pretty insane so far. I have my very last roll of Kodak Gold loaded up. I have my flash on my Mamiya 7. I tried to take one picture with that already at the very first light, but gonna see what we find. I feel like this is probably gonna be as good as it gets. We've been hiking for like 30, maybe 25 minutes, but the sun's definitely gonna rise, so I wanna be at a spot when that happens. Probably turn this off. This could be pretty nice. There's really like no foreground element here, which is kind of unfortunate, but I figured it was better to pick a spot than to keep walking and then end up somewhere that had nothing at all. Even though the sun hasn't risen yet, I'm probably still gonna take one just to see what this kind of light looks like on Kodak Gold. And this is f11 at a half second right now. All right. There it is. Now just wait for the sun to rise. I'm waiting with my shot lined up, waiting for the light to hit, and it's hitting over there, not over there. So I am feeling kind of dumb right now. But that's just how it goes. That's how photography goes. Now I just got to decide if I want to run over there or wait over here. All right, the running was worth it. This is nice. Here goes a little portrait shot. This picture is going straight into the sun. I had no idea what to expect going into this film stock, and when I first got the scans back, I was shocked at how beautiful the photos looked. I'm going to compare it to Portra because that is what I know best, and the Gold 120 came back more saturated, a little bit punchier, but it still had so much dynamic range and so much detail. I really expected there to be more grain than there actually was, but to my surprise, which I think is a good thing actually, there really isn't that much grain. You can zoom in on these images really close and the detail just holds up so well. It's really cool to see Kodak bringing this back, and also really cool to see a more affordable option for photographers who want to shoot medium format, especially with some of the recent price increases. It's cool to see that Kodak is still bringing out an option that is more affordable per roll. I don't know the exact price, but they did tell me it would be cheaper than Portra. So yeah, huge thank you to Kodak for reaching out to me, for allowing me to test this film early. It was an honor and I had a lot of fun doing it. This film stock should be available to purchase within the next few weeks. And totally unrelated to Kodak Gold, I do want to mention that I think if everything goes to plan, my new book should be coming out next week. If not, the week after. Anyway, thank you for watching, and finally, thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is an incredible all-in-one website building platform that you can use to build your photography portfolio online. I've been using Squarespace for so many years now, and they've made it so incredibly easy to get a website up and running with my photography. If that sounds like something you're interested in, you can hit the link in my description for a 14-day free trial of Squarespace. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Willem for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. I'll see you next week with another video. Peace.